Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers the right to film, public libraries, and the Supremacy Clause, and is brought to us by Time to Change Jersey Styles channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On May 6th, 2024, independent citizen video journalist and First Amendment advocate Jen Coombs began to film in a parking lot outside the county clerk's office in Montgomery County, Tennessee. As she was filming the office's drive-through vehicle registration windows, she was approached by a security guard who informed her that she could not film on the property without permission. When Ms. Coombs would not answer his questions about what she was doing, the security guard called to request that a deputy be dispatched to remove Ms. Coombs. After the security guard placed the call, Ms. Coombs continued to film and walked in front of the Clarksville Montgomery County Public Library, which was in the same complex as the county clerk's office. Deputy Evans of the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office responded to the call, and the interaction that followed was captured on his body camera.
Hey, sir. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm scared for my safety of this guy.
Okay.
I'm here to do official business.
Okay.
And I'm exercising my First Amendment right. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, let's get on the road.
Okay. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
The security.
Right.
I'm not breaking any laws.
All right. So I mean, you're just going around filming?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a citizen video journalist. This is what I do with government officials. And I'm here on official business. I want to check into the tax maps, stuff like that. And I did film by the DMV because that's something new. I've never seen that before. I'm not breaking any laws, sir. And I'm not giving you my ID either.
Okay.
Because Tennessee is not a stop and ID state.
Okay.
Unless I'm being arrested for something, then I have to give you my ID.
Right. Right now, you're not being arrested.
Okay.
You're not detained. You're free to go.
Okay.
She's going to be escorted off the property, though. It's against the rules here to film without express permission. And for me to ask her what her purpose is here and her tell me it's none of my business, well, that's incorrect.
Right.
So she's not allowed to film here unless you have explicit permission from the facilities engineering manager. Those are the rules here. This is county government property. This is not public property, ma'am.
Government is public property.
No, ma'am, it is not. I'm sorry, but you cannot film here without permission.
I don't need anybody's permission to exercise my
Please
First
escort this
Amendment
lady
right.
off my property.
Yeah. Give me just a second.
Can I talk to your supervisor?
Probably not.
I want to talk to your supervisor because I'm here to do official business with public records.
Okay. Give me just a sec. So, security guard wants this lady kicked out of here because he said she can't film here without permission. Yeah. She's asking for a supervisor. I'm like, look, you don't need one. I'll just talk to the security guard and be like, look, man, per my supervisor, she's not hurting anything and not bothering anybody. She can film here. She's outside the library. Yeah, she's just being an auditor. Yeah. And I don't know about her trying to get into... She can film inside the library, right? I just wanted to make sure I'm right. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, because she's not doing anything wrong. Hey, so I just got off the phone with my lieutenant.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he said she's good to film and walk around.
No, she's not. She's not. You don't know the rules here.
Right.
Okay, you need to check with somebody before you make that.
That's my lieutenant.
Dude, I don't care. The rules here, I enforce. I want her off the property. She's not allowed to film. That's not up for debate. Period. I mean, do I have to call, Mayor Golden or something?
I mean, if you want. I mean, like I said, I just got off the phone with my lieutenant.
I don't care what your lieutenant said. He doesn't know the rules here either. Okay? She's not allowed to film without written consent from Mark, who is the facilities manager.
Right.
If I ask her what she's doing, I expect an answer. It's none of your business. I'll do whatever I want. I want her off the property. It's that simple. She's not allowed to do what she's doing. Your lieutenant, it's not his decision to make. These are the rules.
But I mean,
period, and I enforce them. If there's a problem with that, I'll if you're not going to back me up, then I'll.
It's not that
Yeah,
not
it is.
wanting to.
Yeah,
it's,
it is.
like she's
Legally,
legally
she's not allowed to do what she's doing. You don't get it.
But I mean, legally, she's
government,
not
dude.
breaking
Yes,
any.
she is. This is government property,
Right.
not public.
Right.
She can't do it here without written permission and consent. When I ask her what she's doing and she refuses to tell me, she's leaving property. That's all there is to it.
I mean, from my understanding, she's not breaking any laws.
Sir,
and according
you're not
to
getting
my
it.
lieutenant,
This is
and stuff.
county government. Do you
Right.
know what the rules are here at the county government facility here? Do you know what they are?
Anywhere open. I mean,
Sir,
it's open to the
I'm asking-
public.
Please, do you
but-
know what they are? Do you know what the rules here are?
No, not
I do.
here.
I
but-
do. That's my job. I'm telling you, she's not allowed to do what she's doing, and I want her off property. Period. It's really simple.
Right.
She's not allowed to do what she's doing, and after giving me the hard time, I want her off the property. I got other things to tend to.
But I mean, I'm not
Clerk-
allowed to kick
the
her
clerk-
out.
You most certainly are allowed to escort her off property. Yes, sir. I've had it done many times. Please don't tell me you can't do that.
But
That's
I mean,
incorrect.
But she's not doing anything
Oh
wrong.
my goodness, we're going to go over this again? Yes, she is. She is violating the rules here at county government property. She's not allowed to do what she's doing.
Deputy Evans informs the security guard that he will not remove Miss Coombs from the property because she is not violating the law, and the security guard insists that she is not allowed to film in the parking lot. Now, we've discussed the right to film in public many times here on ATA, and I've included links in the description to several episodes where we discuss this issue in further detail. In general, it is important to understand that although both the Supreme Court and the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Tennessee, have not directly addressed the First Amendment right to record, every federal circuit that has considered the issue has determined that the First Amendment protects the right to film the police, with some jurisdictions recognizing a more expansive right to film government officials or matters of public interest. We will discuss the constitutionality of filming inside the public library later in this episode, but as Ms. Coombs was only filming government buildings from a public parking lot, it is likely that a court would find that her activities were protected by the First Amendment.
I talked to the supervisor. I went in escort at one point.
All good?
Yeah, she's just filming, and the security guard got a case of that.
In escort at this point.
I'm like, she's not breaking any laws. He's like, well, she's like, but she's breaking the rules. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, if you want to kick her out, you can, but I'm not. I don't understand what his issue is. I mean, like, everywhere that's open to the public, she can go. But I don't know. He's not getting it. I'm like, dude, she's not breaking law. Like, if you want to call the mayor, you can call the mayor. Okay. But I mean, like, she just agreed with.
I don't care what she agreed with. Like I said, you guys don't know the rules here. She's filming me without my permission, which is another violation, sir.
Well,
she needs to go, period.
So
That's all
Tennessee,
there is
like, I
to
mean,
it.
you're allowed to record. I mean, like.
No, not here. You have to have written consent, and the person being filmed has to give consent. I do not. She is to leave property. It's that simple. That simple. Those are the rules here, and this is my
Secure.
job. Okay?
Okay.
If you're going to undercut me,
I'm not.
yes, you are. If you're going to undercut me, I need your name and badge number so I can turn it in. When I called you guys, I expect to be backed up.
Secure.
Okay, not to be told what it's like off property.
But what
On property, it's a different set of rules.
What I'm saying is
She
she's
needs to
not
leave.
breaking the law.
She is. You don't get it. You just don't get it, dude. You work for the county, you still don't get it. She's not allowed to do what she's doing on county government property. Either escort her off or please give me your name and badge number so I can take it higher. I'm sick to death of not being backed up here. Okay? I'm
Yeah.
trying to do the job they tell me to do, and you guys are cutting me off at the knees. She's not allowed to do what she's doing. She's not allowed to film me without my express permission, and I don't give it. She needs to go. Period.
Well, I mean, she
Still
is.
gonna argue with me,
Tennessee
right?
it's a one-way. It's
Still
a.
going to argue with me. I don't get it. May I have your name and badge number?
Yeah, I'm Deputy Evans.
I need to write this
K954.
down. I'll have my pen with me.
There you go.
I like to have an escort to do public records request?
No, ma'am, you are not.
I'm asking him.
You're not asking me. This is
No,
my
I'm
post.
asking him.
This is my post.
Save
Hold on,
my
hold
money,
on.
Security,
sir.
you're not going in that building.
I'm asking
Period.
for escort.
She's not going into these buildings, dude. She's not doing it.
I'd
I
like
don't
to do.
know why you go against government policy like that, man.
It's not the law.
County. It's county government, ma'am. They have their own rules here that
That's
have to
not
be
law.
followed.
I'd like to have an escort, please.
She's not going in that building. I'm telling you right now. Thank you.
I'd like to have an escort.
Hang on, just a sec. I mean, you can make phone calls, man.
Yeah, I can. Believe me, I'm in the right here. She's not allowed to do what she's doing on this property. Period.
All right, yeah, you might want to swing it out. Security guard's got a case of that. He's like, I'm not allowing her in any of these buildings. And I'm like, she's not breaking the law. She's just like First Amendment auditing, and I'm not fishing. It's not the auditor that's the problem.
Yeah?
I got my supervisor coming.
Dude, the rules aren't going to change because your supervisor's on the way.
I know. Look,
It's that simple.
look, I understand, feeling some type of way with somebody filming and stuff like that.
It's against the rules
but it's-
on this property. It's not how I feel about it.
It's,
Period. It's cut and dry.
but I mean, it's not
Yes.
illegal.
Dude, you don't get it. You don't get it. This is county government
Yeah,
property.
and I work for the
okay?
county.
Yes, then why are you not backing me up here?
Because
Enforcing the rules that I have to enforce here.
I mean,
If you cut me off at the knees, then you effectively cut my job off. I have no authority here to do my job if you don't back me up.
I'm not-
And I will call Wes and talk to him about this.
Okay.
I've already had to do it once already. Unbelievable, man. Supposed to be working together here. We're both county.
right?
Right?
I mean, but she's not causing a disturbance. She's not hurting
You're
anybody.
not listening.
I mean,
It doesn't. None of that is. That's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. She can't do what she's doing. She's filming me without my permission on this property is not acceptable.
but I mean, she's allowed to.
Oh my God.
That's not against the law either.
Dude, yes, you don't have no idea what goes on here. You need to learn what goes
secure.
on here before you come make a decision, because you don't know. You do not know.
Am I getting an escort to do a public records
No, you're
request?
not going in that building.
I'm not talking to you, sir.
I'm security here, and I'm telling
I'm
you, you're
not
not going
talking
in
to
that
you,
building
sir.
filming. She's not
I'm
doing
not
it.
talking to you, sir.
She's not doing it. Period.
But she's allowed to.
No, she's not.
I mean, like, legally.
Oh my God, you're so hard-headed. She is not allowed to do it. You can't film.
Yeah, you can.
No, oh my God, dude. You cannot on government property without consent.
The security guard tells Ms. Coombs that he will not allow her to enter the library, and Deputy Evans informs him that she is allowed to enter and film. While public libraries are held open for public use, courts have concluded that they are not so-called traditional public forums for First Amendment purposes, which means that the government has a greater amount of authority to regulate First Amendment activities on the property than it would in traditional public forums such as parks and streets. For instance, in the 2003 case of Nenist versus Board of Trustees of the Columbus Metropolitan Library, the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals held that, quote, for the purposes of First Amendment analysis, the library is a limited public forum. As such, the library is obligated only to permit the public to exercise rights that are consistent with the nature of the library and consistent with the government's intent in designating the library as a public forum. Traditionally, libraries provide a place for reading, writing, and quiet contemplation. Now, while the issue of filming in libraries has not been decisively litigated, it is certainly possible that a court would determine that blank blanket policies prohibiting filming inside libraries do not violate the First Amendment, given the conventional purpose and atmosphere of a public library. However, rather than banning all filming inside libraries, the Office for Intellectual Freedom of the American Library Association suggests that libraries, now quoting, consider policies that allow for photography and filming of the library building and collections that does not invade the privacy of library users, and that library employees allow First Amendment auditors who are filming in accordance with policy and are not violating library policies that protect library users' privacy or that prohibit behaviors that constitute harassment of users and staff to film without intervention. The Clarksville-Montgomery County Public Library patron conduct policy does not ban citizens from filming inside the library, although the policy does state that, quote, patrons are not allowed to engage in behavior that is disruptive to library operation, and that, now quoting again, patrons are not allowed to harass, threaten, or physically harm a patron or employee. The policy also prohibits, quote, creating loud noises or disturbances which interfere with staff and or other patrons' use and enjoyment of the library. Accordingly, because this policy would not forbid Ms. Coombs from engaging in non-disruptive and non-harassing filming, a court would likely conclude that the security guard could not prevent her from entering the library.
Inside,
Oh my
I
God.
want an escort. What's
You are not
the
going
process?
anywhere inside my buildings.
So
Period.
I don't think I can give you an escort.
Well, I don't want this guy insulting me. I'm trying to avoid.
You know
an
what?
issue
As long
with
as you're
him.
on this campus, I'm going to be in your shadow, whether you like it or not.
Just don't
Period.
assault me.
No one's touching you. No one's touching you.
So can I go inside to do a public report?
No,
I
See,
didn't tell if
this
you're
is what I
secure.
mean.
you can't.
If I start walking into that
I'm
door,
secure.
these guys try to
I will physically stop her.
see.
Okay,
She is
this
not
what I
allowed to
mean.
do that.
Working on 11,
I
do you
see
want
you
me
need to
to
get a
go
handle
now?
on this.
Now, do you understand why I'm asking for an escort? Because he stated he's going to
Man,
put
you are
hands
not
on me.
allowed to go in there. The county clerk is who called me to come take care of this.
Right.
So you're going to say that, that she has no authority either.
Well, I mean, if the
She's an
county
elected
clerk,
official, and you're telling me she has no authority
So-
to let me do my job.
if the county clerk didn't want you in there, they have the right to ask you to
Yeah,
leave.
but I'm doing
But-
No, she's
I'm
not.
doing a records request, and that's like under a statute. Like
I don't know a whole lot about that, and I don't know where you would do it. Like a public,
She is like the custodian of records.
she very well could be. Like I said, I don't know a lot about that.
So she's the person to do it with.
So maybe I'm not getting my point across clearly. I don't.
You have no point, my friend. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk like that, but I have the point here.
But if
I
she
know
asks you
what's
to
going
leave,
on.
you
don't.
do have to
No,
leave.
she's not going in.
But
Period.
I'm gonna file a complaint.
You're not going in that building.
I'm gonna file a
It's not
complaint
gonna
against you. Lawsuits involved, possible lawsuits. I'm here to do a simple public records request.
Well, then you have to go through the process, ma'am. You have to get permission from our facilities
I
manager.
don't need permission to
Ma'am, you
exercise
have to
my
get
First
permission
Amendment
from our
right.
facilities manager.
I
Yes,
don't need
you
to do that.
See?
So let my supervisor get here.
Yeah,
He'll explain it. Because maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm
You
not
are,
getting it.
my friend.
But
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. She needs to be
From
on
the-
property. Period. Now, if you want to go and get permission to do what you're doing, I have no problem with that, ma'am. You just have to go through. You have to go through the proper channels.
Because I mean, it'd be the same if she walked into the sheriff's office with a camera. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to film inside the
Well,
sheriff's
that's
office.
not. We're not the sheriff's office. are we?
it's county
We're not the
property,
sheriff's
though.
office.
It's
Yeah.
public property.
It is not, ma'am. It's
Oh.
private.
No, it's not.
Sir, is this public property?
Yes.
No, it's not. It's government county. Oh
Because-
my God.
It's not private.
Why do you think we can't let cars park here overnight? Because
Right.
it's not public area.
Right.
It's not public.
It's not
Oh my
private.
God.
Hey, real quick, did the county clerk ask you to leave when you went in there?
I was outside the whole time. I did not
Okay.
go into that building.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm
Yeah.
relaying everything correctly. So she's here filming, wanting to do like, filming stuff. He doesn't
My name
want
is Jack. I want to introduce myself. I'm a friendly.
Fortner.
Nice to meet you. I'm a friendly person. I'm just here to do a public records request under the Tennessee statute. I want to inquire about their policies and stuff.
Okay.
That's it. And I did film on the side of the DMV because that's something new that I never saw. So I was like, but I never went inside.
Okay.
I stayed outside. I'm just exercising my First Amendment right as a citizen video
I know it
journalist. Yeah. I'm not breaking any laws. Like, I don't know what his security, I don't know what his deal is.
Okay.
So it's
Not
my understanding that
causing
the clerk's
disturbance?
office didn't ask her to leave. She was outside the whole time. But I guess one of them might have felt nervous.
Hey.
And now he's not wanting to let her
Turn
in.
it down. Please.
So that's where we're at.
As
And I was trying to
polite-
explain to him, like, hey, she can go in, she can film.
Hey, I just watch your back. No, you're good. You're not doing anything wrong as long
Yeah,
as
it's
you're
fine.
outside.
Like, inquire about the public records.
Absolutely. No, as long as you're not accessing restricted areas or anything like that.
Correct.
Yeah. No, you're good. We just gotta.
I'm gonna have to talk to him. Yeah. How's it going, man? You doing okay? You doing good?
You know where the clerk's office is, so I could go straight there?
So the clerk's office is right here.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't know anything about the process to do a public information
I'm
request.
just afraid that he's gonna put hands on me. when
No,
I-
he's not gonna do that.
Okay. So
And
I
that-
can-
No, you're fine.
Yeah, like I said, you're not
Just as
detained.
long
You're
as
free
you
to
don't
leave.
access restricted areas, you're good to go.
Yeah. Just want to keep an eye on him because, you know, like I told him, you know, like she's free to film wherever.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
not.
Absolutely.
But he's a little upset about it. He's saying that it's private property, and I'm like, no, it's government. It's
definitely not.
public property. Anybody could be anywhere. So,
That's correct.
except for restricted areas. But he's like, well, that's the rules, and I'm like, look, man, that's the law. Is what I'm telling you. So
Yeah, no, we're good. You're good.
Good. Well, apparently, the library has much different rules than a lot of the other places.
Yeah.
In the library, you cannot film without express written consent. You also cannot film somebody in the library without their personal consent. Okay, apparently,
So here's the thing with
what
that.
this lady's doing is okay.
It
Apparently.
is.
Right.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
But
yeah.
here's the thing with that.
that's what I was saying. Like,
Even if the
I was
library-
probably not explaining it correctly. You know, I
Even
wasn't
if
trying
the
to.
library says that,
Yeah.
their policies are not going to trump the law.
Yeah. I mean, she can still be asked to leave,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I mean,
I
she's,
certainly can't let her go into these buildings filming and disrupting.
But you can.
As long as
because
she's
there's-
not-
There's nothing you can do to stop it.
yeah. As
Well,
long as
she-
she's not interfering.
Well, that's what
She's
she's
restricted
doing.
areas.
She doesn't have business in the office. She
Central
just wants to
County,
walk around and film.
advised.
Right.
But
But
that's
Charlie
going to
responded
impede
to
these
a
people
hold
from
of
doing
alarm
their
at
job.
128 North
But that's
2nd Street.
my opinion.
That's, in the sense, that's where they've got to fall back just like we do. Just like this gentleman right here is filming right now. I can't stop what I'm doing
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
just because he's filming.
Yeah, I feel you.
Sergeant Fortner explains to the security guard that even if the county did have policies in place that prohibited Ms. Coombs from filming, the policies could not, quote-unquote, trump the law. According to Article 6, Clause 2 of the U.S. Constitution, which is commonly known as the Supremacy Clause, quote, "The Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding." This means that government policies or even state laws that violate the rights conferred by the federal Constitution cannot be legally enforced in court. In this situation, the First Amendment right to film would take precedence over any policy the county had in place prohibiting peaceful filming in the public parking lot, and a court would likely find that even if such a policy did exist, it could not be constitutionally imposed on Ms. Coombs.
So you've got to learn to work around that. We're okay with 24/7.
Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I mean, it's especially working in the public. You know, you're gonna have.
Guys, I
It
deal with
happens.
so much stupid
I know.
stuff here,
Yeah.
man. It's
We deal with stupid
Like I said, I'm not trying to not back you up, but
But
First Amendment is stupid.
Huh?
The First Amendment is stupid.
that's not what he said, sir. That's not what he said.
No, sir.
but
Not what he said.
Not
yeah,
at all.
like I said,
He said he deals with stupid stuff. He didn't say anything
Yeah,
about
stupid
the person.
things happen here.
Yeah.
You know, just silly stuff.
I'm not
That's
supposed
all.
to intervene in your conversation.
You're fine.
no, you're good.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, that's something that it's just part of the
Well, I
part of the
know it
process that we
definitely
gotta-
freaked out Teresa over there, and
Yeah,
And it happens.
Yeah,
But they've just got to learn to work around
Oh,
it.
where did she go anyway?
She went in there.
She
Okay.
went in the county.
Yeah.
All right.
As long as she's not accessing restricted areas.
Yeah.
Now, if
she's
they
fine.
ask me to remove her,
Now the county clerk, can ask her to leave, but as long
if
as
she's like causing any commotion or anything, which I don't think she will.
Yeah.
right.
But I mean, when you start getting complaints, well, I don't want to be filmed. That's not a valid
That's
reason.
yeah.
That's not a valid reason. I mean, he can film. He can turn around and film anybody in the public right now. He wants to.
Sure.
It's annoying to some people, but there's nothing wrong with it.
K911
nothing wrong
to
with it.
K9 54 status.
Do you know where archives is? But they told me
Secure.
public records.
It's
Yeah, now see,
Archives is actually down there.
I'm still going to have to go and make sure that there's not a problem down there.
Well, if there's a problem, they'll call.
They will.
yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna have to follow around the whole time. And I'm gonna tell you, when you do start doing that, that's where the problem's gonna be created.
Well,
Let them do their thing.
I'm doing my thing.
Yeah,
Okay?
look, I
I'm doing
understand.
my thing.
I understand.
So I walk this place all day, every day.
Yeah.
If I happen to walk in that direction, I'm not following her. I'm doing my job.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's all.
All right. Well, if you need
I'll
us,
look
give
at
us
the
a call.
bus chops. I just want to make sure
You're
everything's
fine.
No, you're good, man.
maintained here.
All right, man.
Thanks for coming out. Appreciate y'all.
Yep.
All right.
After Ms. Coombs left the encounter, she was permitted to film inside the clerk's office without any further interference from the security guard. She posted the footage she obtained from her perspective on her YouTube channel on May 7th, 2024, the day after the audit, and later obtained Deputy Evans's and Sergeant Fortner's body camera footage and shared it on her channel. Ms. Coombs reported in comments on these videos that the security guard had been removed from his position on county property following the encounter. Overall, Deputy Evans and Sergeant Fortner get an A for defending Ms. Coombs' First Amendment right to film, maintaining respectful demeanors throughout the encounter, and refusing to violate Ms. Coombs' constitutional rights by removing her from the property. While I would have liked to see Deputy Evans be a bit more confident in his interactions with the security guard, I applaud him for calling his supervisor to confirm that his understanding of the right to film was correct before taking any potentially incorrect or unlawful actions. And I hope that other officers will learn from his example to become more willing to ask questions when they are uncertain regarding the legal nuances they need to apply to a certain situation. Both officers should be commended for their patience and professionalism when dealing with the security guard's aggressive and rude behavior, and taking the opportunity to educate him of the protections provided to the right to film in public. Ms. Coombs also gets an A for remaining calm and respectful when faced with the security guard's belligerence, strongly advocating for her right to film, and refusing to comply with the security guard's attempts to interfere with her First Amendment activity. Although Ms. Coombs sometimes struggled to articulate her arguments, she overall did an excellent job of exercising her rights in a peaceful but persistent manner, and challenging the security guard for overstepping his lawful authority. Even when the security guard became aggressive and rude, Ms. Coombs did not stoop to his level, and she did not engage in antagonistic, abusive, or argumentative behavior like some auditors do, allowing her to objectively document the encounter that occurred without any sort of manipulation on her part. I commend Ms. Coombs for her efforts during this audit, and I encourage her to continue her pursuit of First Amendment advocacy. The security guard gets an F for maintaining an insolent and hostile demeanor in his interactions with both Ms. Coombs and Deputy Evans, demonstrating a fundamental misunderstanding of the protections granted to filming by the First Amendment, and seemingly misrepresenting the policies of the government facility where he was employed. I am unsure why the security guard was so upset about Ms. Coombs' non-disruptive filming, and it is possible that he was actually reacting to the bruising his ego took when Ms. Coombs politely refused to answer his questions. Regardless, security guards who work on government property need to have a firm grasp on the applicable First Amendment principles for their facility, and it is essential that they do not violate the constitutional rights of citizens who exercise their rights in that public space. Hopefully, the security guard learned something from this encounter and will avoid making this mistake again, if he is ever employed to work on public property again. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out my second channel for even more police interaction content.